Big Mahon's look. How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to Braw Cast, the brand new and improved new evolution in Braw Cast. Because if you don't know what Braw Cast is, it's a free podcast brought to you by the sexy motherfuckers at brawbeardoils.com. JJ and his team bringing the premier Braw Beard. Oh god, I shouldn't be taking such a delay. Reading this, but the products for looking after your beard, t-shirts, hats, everything you need. You can check them over at Braw Beard Oils. Now, JJ set this up as a podcast to kind of get the word out there, getting to talk to really wonderful individuals. That's what we did. So it used to be he hosted the podcast, then I took over, then lockdown happened. Right. And the whole idea was we'd sit and we'd interview people. Right? That's what happened. And then we thought, wouldn't it be good to open it up and make it fun again? Not that it wasn't fun, but the idea is we're getting to bring people in and we'll just get to talk to them about Smash instead of like going, so tell me, how did you get into brain surgery? Right. It's like, well, it started on a weird summer's morning.
I've always had an obsession with brains.
When my dad chased a pig with a spoon and he was convinced he was going to scoop it out.
Yep.
So the talk, I believe what the kids call it is irrelevant chat. Right. Is what we're going to be going. So sometimes we'll set topics from you guys. We're going to let you know what's going on with everything with Braw Beard Oils, of course. I'm Billy Kirkwood here with Tragic O'Hara, a previous guest on the show. Mm-hmm. Master of Chat as well. In a way. Master of Chat, do you like that? Grand Wizard of Gabbage.
A Master Chatter.
Yeah, Gabbage. I don't think that works.
Gabbage.
Gabbage. At least it wasn't like gobblage or something. Somebody said the phrase giving someone a gobble yesterday, and I laughed for a full 20 minutes because I'd not heard it in years. Like, if you don't know what giving someone a gobble means, it's like fellatio, it's like a blowjob. And I just hadn't heard it in a long time.
Do you know what my favourite thing is right now that you can talk about that? Like, I'm always under the impression that I can't swear.
You can swear.
I can swear.
On this show, you can definitely swear.
That really fucking helps, man.
Yes! Yes!
Because that's one of the things I struggle with. Right. Like when I'm making it.
Really?
Yeah.
I know, like, if you're making videos on like TikTok and what have you,
yeah, they don't like that.
And all I do is swear.
It annoys me
on radio I don't. Like, if I'm doing radio or something, and when we've done broadcast previously, sometimes there's been guests on, it's like, I don't feel like it'd be comfortable for me to say the F-bomb. But then there's been other guys that have been like, F and cunt and all this type of things, you know? And you really, you didn't know how to react to me dropping a C-bomb there, I saw it. So he said a bad word.
I was watching that. It was on Netflix. I've got a wee bit left to watch it, but it was The Hall.
Right.
Have you seen The Hall?
What's happens in The Hall?
So The Hall is it's like the Comedy Hall of Fame, stand-up comedy hall.
Oh, right,
of
very
fame,
nice.
Right, and it was George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Joan Rivers, and Robin Williams.
What a lineup!
And so, like, Dave Chappelle introduces Richard Pryor and all that.
Okay,
but they were doing the 7 words you can't say in television.
Oh, that's the George Carlin bit.
The George Carlin bit.
Yeah.
And it was like...
I was kind of one of them.
Aye, that was one of them. But now you could say that whenever you want. You could just drop
Only
that.
in a drama. Like, you could, if they do a Biker Grove reboot, you're never going to get away with Jeff walking in going, why are you one of you cunts up too? Like that. If that's how he talks.
That would be great, aye. So, that was good. I was watching it last night. But it was the 7 words. But he done that like years.
Yeah, like years ahead of his time.
A bit like...
If you don't know who George Carlin is, right, to an entire generation of people, he's probably known as Rufus from the Bill and Ted movies. Like, I had no idea he was a stand-up. And then he turned up in a Kevin Smith film as a hobo giving blowjobs to get across the United States.
Yeah, man.
And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Oh, he was like a priest or something, or the Pope. The bloody Christ guy.
Yeah, he was in
Dogma. So I was like, who is this guy? This guy? And he's hilarious, hysterical.
I love George Carlin.
He used to be like a kind of one-line comic, and then you sort of see him doing all these big long bits.
Well, the thing that they're saying at the Hall is that he had it made. Like, that was him. Like, he was doing stand up. He was making money. Yeah. His family were fine. Everything was hunky dory. And then one day went, I just can't be fucked doing this anymore. Jesus. And just like
completely
just
changed
left it. Changed everything. Like, I think there's nothing.
I get that.
There's never a better story than somebody that's doing something and then goes, I'm fuck this.
I get that. I think I'm working up on that. Like, I swear, like, the number of folk that went, but you're doing the radio and stuff like that, and you know, and every now and then it's just like, But there's this wee voice. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's just like, oh, fuck this.
Burn it all.
Burn it all.
Burn the whole thing down. It was interesting, man. So it was good that I watched that. How the fuck did we get on that?
I'm not exactly sure. But but this is the way that Braw Cast is going to be going. Me and Tosh are going to be having some chats about some stuff. You guys can get to suggest topics, whatever it is. It could be anything. I know that JJ next week, actually, I'll give you a quick update on where JJ is right now as we're recording this. He's actually going to be over in the Isle of Man for the TT to support... I mean, that sounds like a posh person asking for like the nipple. So I'll put that in context. The TT races, right, which are motorbike races.
Yep. I know what that is.
I realised the way I said that. I would like to give her apologies. One of the riders that, in fact, two of the riders that Braw Beard actually sponsors is going to be in that. So he's going to be over checking it out, and he's going to record a special version of this podcast with them as well. Actually going around the course in the van, getting some stories about the course. So we're going to get some crash stories and stuff.
Cool, man.
So that's going to be awesome.
So good.
And what's going to happen is it's going to be a little bit of a relevant chat. It's got me and Tosh this week, but who knows? We'll maybe plop someone in the middle here at some point, and they'll have to talk about TT, which could also be the posh way of asking for
tits. There's not a lot of room. Oh.
Well, we'll maybe move to another location.
Right.
Maybe that would be the thing, rather than just go. So tell me,
because it is like
either side. So tell me,
it's a big casting couch.
I wish you'd not said that. I wish you'd not said that.
It's a wee bit like that. Is that the line?
Has this seen some fanny this couch?
No in here. Just no. This was the old couch from the skate park. See, my pals that have got a skate park.
Yes.
And I was like, when I moved in here, I was like, I need a couch.
And they went, well, we're going to take the one away from the poor orphan Waynes.
Yeah, you can have it so that your wee bum's fine when you're sitting down.
But you were saying like Zane Lowe used to do the brown couch.
He had the brown couch.
I can't remember. It sounds like a euphemism.
He had the brown couch.
It sounds like.
But it was.
Have you heard Zane's got the brown couch? Oh, the poor bastard! Is he gonna cream? It sounds like
the nippy brown couch.
The nippy brown couch.
But he had that big green screen thing as well. Do you not mind that? And they would talk about stuff, and then the whole. I don't. They would talk about bands, and the whole thing would go in the background. And stuff.
I'm here with. I can't remember any. I was trying to think. We're here with Rednecks talking about their follow up to Cotton Eye Joe. With Pop and I Know. I actually played that on the radio the other day.
What, Cotton Eye Joe?
No, the follow up.
There was a follow up.
Pop and I Know. Pop and I Know. Pop and I Know. Pop and I Know. That's how it goes.
I'm
not making it up. Rednecks had a fucking album. They were huge in Germany.
Really?
They were huge in Germany.
Fucking hell.
Rednecks. If you don't know what Rednecks are, then like they were a 90s band that sang a song about STDs and it went straight to number one.
Is that what the song was about?
Cotton Eye Joe, yeah, it's about having chlamydia.
I feel like my childhood's
sorry, mate.
It's not the same anymore. That's it. You're going to tell me something disgusting about Pogs next. And then
well, Pogs used to, or as they're known in Japan, dick discs.
Yeah, man.
Mind you, always get those shooting guns that shot wee discs. Yeah, and you were like, fucking yes, and you could never find them again.
No, that was it. You had 3, and then it was just a hunk of plastic you put in the bin.
See, some of the toys you got bought as a kid. I was trying to explain the concept of a tatty gun to an American.
Right.
Like, so give me this again, kid. And it's like, right. So you get biggest potato you can find. And then you'd kind of plunge this thing into it, and you'd fire a bit of potato at your mate. So we've got a thing called BB gun. None of your BB guns, mate.
It's expensive,
Click.
Man.
Boof.
Potatoes.
Yeah, there was that one kid in your class that was a vegetarian. He loved it.
Do you remember Lucky Bags?
I do remember Lucky Bags.
I was thinking about them the other day because there is no way you could get away with that now. Like that one-eyed turtle. Like, remember the turtle on the front? And it was like a one-eyed turtle and he had a patch on.
So he did.
And you would just get utter fucking
for that
shit.
You would have somebody coming in from the RSPCA going,
can I have that?
Well, can I have that?
We can't have folk poking the eyes out their turtles when they get home. But like,
the number of complaints we get a day by half-blinded turtles is a fucking disgrace.
Someone poked the eye at the turtle, strapped it to a firework to recreate the front cover of a lucky bag. But it was pure
Don't
shit.
do that, kids. We're not condoning that type of behaviour even for a second. But somebody thought of that and put it in the front of a fucking kid's toy bag.
Where does it come from? Like, I don't get, like, in the shit you would get in it, it was utter shit, and then all the sweeties were the worst.
So you would get those cigarette ones, right? You would get a wee box of cigarettes that were just like bits of chalk.
Yeah.
Who was the legend that turned around and went, right, kids in the UK are going to stop having chalk as sweets? Who was the guy that went, I've had enough of this shit? Why are we always eating? You know the ones to me, it's like dry. It's not rock. It's not like rock you get from, but it's just dry.
Just really
with a vague sugary taste.
That was it.
I think it's dried tippet. They're fucking rotten. You'd eat a pack.
Do you remember the cigarettes? The actual cigarettes? And it was like...
Was it wee chocolate ones?
Chocolates wrapped.
They looked like them.
They did.
They even had cellophane on them.
They were the closest thing you could get to fags when you were...
Fucking hell.
When you were just wee.
Or unless it was a cider lolly or some shit.
Do you know what I mean? But aye.
We'd never get away with that now.
No.
Imagine there's a pack of sweetie cigs for your kid.
Everything's just too safe now. I think it comes...
I don't know, man. At least we're not like giving kids like jelly razor blades or some shit. That's where it would have been next.
You think so?
Fucking... Do you want to know something that I thought I've just remembered? Right. Okay. You could actually get like sour jelly and like a wee syringe that you could...
Yeah?
That's no on, man. that is a fucking... It's a good job my parents aren't with me anymore, because I'd be going home and having words with my dad going, you were a fucking irresponsible prick, even taking me to the sweetie shop.
Do you remember
Would you like some chocolate aids? No, I would not.
Do you remember the Polo Mint holes?
Just the holes from the middle of them?
Just the holes from the middle of them.
Mines are fucking thick.
And I remember being in primary school and everybody pretending they were drugs. I remember that clear as day. And then them being banned from school.
Guy I went to school with called Kevin Dean. I still remember the time he snorted crushed up Polo Mints and had to get taken to the hospital. Like, and I don't mean just like straight away. I still remember like an entire classroom of like, I don't know, 11-year-olds. Kevin. I still remember the shriek, and the teacher was out in the classroom. Like, we'd been planning this all morning. Like, everyone had taken turns and crushing sweets. Come on, like Kevin. He snorted it up because he was manky. Like, everyone had that one. I know it sounds terrible, but every classroom, wherever you are in the world, there's the one kid that is. You might have the kid that's, I don't know, you might have behavioural issues or stuff like that. That kid's normally got a firm grasp of what they'll do and what they'll no do. But then there's that other kid whose parents, everything's fine in their life. Their dad's probably even got a good job, but he's a dirty, manky wee bastard.
Do you know, that's a bit Steve-O.
Yeah, because his dad's like a congressman or something.
His dad was it was something to do with the army, and they lived in London, and they went to the American school in London,
right?
And it was like that's where
I can never remember with Steve-O. I'd love to get someone like Steve-O in the chat, or Pritchard. Remember the guys from Dirty Sanchez?
Man, I used to watch all that.
I would love to get one of those guys on.
Do you remember the shit Scottish one?
No.
There was a shit Scottish one. I cannot remember the name of it, right?
Really?
It was on Bravo. Remember Bravo?
Well, I remember Jackass being huge, right? And then there was the Welsh one.
Yep.
And everybody went, let's fucking go and see this. I bought tickets to go and see Dirty Sanchez live.
Right.
Walkabout. And I didn't know there was support acts and shit, so I had to leave before the fucking last trailer. So I didn't see anybody put nothing up their arse. I was fucking raging.
Who supports?
I can't even remember, like man. I can't even remember.
Like, but it's not a band.
Yeah, we've got to leave. This is bullshit.
Right.
Fucking what a waste.
The Scottish one was a one that happened it was right up north somewhere. It might have been outside Dundee, but I remember watching it, and a guy climbed to the top of a tree, sat on a branch and sawed it halfway he was sitting, and just plummeted to the ground. And then they would
like Wile E. Coyote.
Seriously, it's something like a Looney Tunes, and that's what he done. And then they just went to the pub for a pint.
Why?
Something squirrel. I can't remember. Something squirrel, I'm sure. But there definitely was a Scottish one. But it wasn't particularly good.
That doesn't sound great.
No, it wasn't great. It wasn't like a...
But I can see why people think Scottish people would. Like, see, that whole way through it, I was like, I was kind of hooked. Because, like, so there's this Scottish guy that climbed up a tree. It's like, he's putting something up his ass. He's putting a branch up his arse. It's like, he's not going to grab a squirrel and up you go.
And he sawed that off and he just plummeted to...
I thought he was going to, like, get a really high tree and he was going to, like, shit from the top of the tree.
I think it just wasn't... They were cashing in.
I don't remember it, man.
That was it. They were cashing in.
I don't remember
it.
I'm glad they never did it.
This was big.
Brought it back. That'd be terrible. Imagine it was just junkies.
Just Scottish folk. Just doing silly stuff.
Oh, come on. I don't know. What were your sort of go-to... Like, because we're kind of going in a nostalgia kick, right? We're talking about lucky bags, because I remember you get rings and all that, and they would only ever fit in your pinky. What was your go-to? What was your go-to toy when you were a kid? What was, like, your go-to... This is my thing. Because we had, like, my mum and dad would buy the most amount of stuff, but with the least amount of money, like at Christmas. Like, they would go down to, like, the cheapest shops or the charity shops and all that type of thing. I know that for a fact. That's cool. I didn't mind. But I still remember getting this. I've not made this up, right? This was a giant red rhinoceros.
Right.
And then a guy that came with it, but he was, like, brick hard and his arms didn't move and all that. But you could cut him in half. Like, there was I think you sat him on top, like, you took his legs off. You sat him to the other side and you plop him on this thing and then it would move with this half a guy on top of it. And even as, like, I don't know, 9 or something, I remember going, this isn't right. This isn't right. I don't know what this is meant to teach me about life,
right?
But this is a fucking shite of a present. And I've always tried, as a dad, to try just no buy something fucking stupid. Just like there's no redeemable qualities with this at all, and I'm still trying to. Even like a games console, like it's creative, it's artistic. You can get into it, you can learn good and evil and all that type of problem solving. I can justify that in my head, but half a fucking guy with a beard and a black helmet on. This might have been. Now I come to think of it, it might have been a bit dodgy. I don't know. It's probably some Lithuanian brought it to some Lithuanian guy in the pub or something. My dad was like, "Do you want to buy?" It's like a band toy or something.
Right.
The Red Rhino! You put decapitated man on top and it's a lesson to the rest of the village or something.
Do you know what, man? Do you watch The League of Gentlemen?
I do.
That was...
Sounds like Papa Lazarus, doesn't it?
No, it was... Remember the guy...
The taxi driver.
Was he a taxi driver? The guy that done the rent. The guy that would rent out he was the landlord.
Oh, fuck.
Do you remember him? He the landlord.
I have...
And he disowned his son because somebody stole a pack of... Like a full box of Mars bars or something.
The Italian guy.
That guy, aye.
I liked him.
That was a good
He was good.
Man.
He was good.
League of Gentlemen.
Because he absolutely hated his other son. Fucking hated him.
You couldn't bring him up, man. You couldn't bring him up. But Monsters in My Pocket. That was something I remember from being... Oh,
right. I thought that was the title of a tragic... a tragic book.
I was just linking back.
Just thinking back to that trip with Alton Towers. Monsters in My Pocket.
That was it.
What was that?
It was just wee monsters. That's all it was. It was like wee rubber...
You just bought them out to teach.
You would just play with them.
All right.
That's what it was. I don't really know. And some of them would glow in the dark.
Fuck yes.
And that was it. That's what I remember.
It's like micro machines.
Do you know the only reason I remember that is because we were at our first Holy Communion there.
Right.
So we were, right? Right, so I'm...
Right, tell me the story.
The only reason I'm bringing it up is because we were at a first Holy Communion and I'm Catholic. I'm not Catholic. I'm the same way.
Okay.
You stick your heat in an oven doesn't make you a biscuit. Do you know what I mean? But I went to Catholic school and all that.
I have to take a box that says Protestant, but only because my dad was in the lodge.
So I never chose, but my wife was like that. What is that?
Right.
Like, what do you do?
What do you do?
And I was like, well,
I only have the first fucking clue.
I don't really know, but you do your reconciliation,
right?
Because this is what I said to her. I was in the shower, right, when she was talking to me. I'm like, your reconciliation is when you are, because you're a bad bastard sinner. Like, that's what you are. You're born with original sin.
Oh, fuck.
Right? So when you're in primary 3, I was in primary 3, you had to go and tell the priest all the bad bastard stuff that you done.
What if you've not done anything?
You just made shit up. So basically what you done, you lied.
I mean, my son's 2.5.
Oh no, you're in primary 3.
Oh, sorry.
Primary 3.
Fucking 3-year-old can't even talk. and I'm wheeling him into a priest. Fucking tell him by the time he's shot up your back in Sainsbury's. Fucking tell him.
And that's what he did. So you would date, and like I was like, I don't really know. And he's like, oh, have you got a sister? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, have you been bad to him? Oh, I'm terrible. I swear all the time. Just And he would give you a penance, and you would go out and you would say 100 Hail Marys or something like that, and that was it.
Okay.
But then your communion was the first time you ever got the bread and the wine. Right.
Okay.
And it was a big deal. Apparently, right? But I remember getting a big fuck off box of Monsters in my pocket. That's what I remember.
And that was your... Oh, for that?
For that, because I'd done that. And it was
right.
like... And I remember being like, I could not give a shit about any of the other stuff. And I remember seeing this thing going, Holy Mary, Mother of Jesus.
Right.
Is that for me? Is this what God's given me? That's what I got, man. A big box of Monsters in my pocket.
What kind of lessons that teaching folk?
I have no idea.
Like, if you go in and tell them, man, all the tips, make it up, man. The worse it is, the better stuff you're going to get.
Well, that was when you done that. And then...
Because I've done some daft things in my life that I would never want people to know as a kid.
Especially a priest.
Especially a priest. Like, I ruined a family holiday once to Disneyland Paris. Because I put a finger up my arse in the shower the night before, and I just completely took my mood out. I was at that age where I was kind of, you know, that you're at that age.
No.
These literally wee voice. I can hear it going, Stop! What are you telling us? See, here's what happened. This is a true story. So when I, like, probably the only family holiday we ever went apart from to Oban, right?
Right.
And we're at Disneyland Paris, and I'm in the and I'm shouting up. And I was like, what? I wonder what happened. I put it up too far for a start, right? I wasn't quite sure. I was like, is that it? What? And like, broke the seal.
Right.
Broke the seal in a wee bit, and I was moody. There's no two ways about it. I still remember, like, I can't believe you did. I remember being on the Pirates of the Caribbean the next day, and my dad going, "What's wrong with you? You love pirates." And not being able to tell him. What would you have thought?
Oh man,
it took me days to recover. Days to recover, man. Wasn't it until the last day when I got Space Mountain? Oh, excuse me. I didn't get any monsters in my pocket. I can assure you that.
Oh Jesus, man.
Would that be a bad thing though?
Oh. I remember ruining. Remember when Casper came out?
Usually the same thing.
The game.
No, Casper, the movie.
The Casper the movie, when that came out, I remember going, and like my mum was like, right, remember, come back for your pal's because we're going to the pictures tonight.
Okay.
We're going to go see Casper. I'm like, right, okay. And one of my pals I can't even remember what fucking game it was, but it was something for the Mega Drive. And I remember playing it, and as soon as we started playing it, going, I'm not going home. There's no way I'm going home. This is fucking brilliant. Like, there's no way I'm going to go home. And then getting the guilt. See the horrible guilt hang.
We were going to see Casper.
We were going to go see, and I'm in my head, and you're going, oh, I'm a bad bastard. I need to tell my priest about this. I'll need to go tell the priest now. And
people are coming in there going like, I've had impure thoughts. I've had impure thoughts. I've touched my, I don't know.
I've ruined my holiday by sticking my finger up my ass.
A friend of mine told me a story about my son ruined a holiday. What was yours? And you're like, and cracking out playing the Mega Drive. And he didn't turn up to see an animation about a ghost.
That was it, and I fucked it for everybody.
Christina Ricci's in that movie, so you might have not been able to deal with it.
Well, and that was it. That's it. But I try not. I'm feared to say other stuff.
Oh, excuse me.
About when I was
clean my glasses.
About when I was young, because like, I don't know, man. Like,
what?
Like I would hate to start a story and then get halfway through and go, I don't want to finish this story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you. I know what you mean. It's like, especially when you try to edit the stories as you go.
I'm getting rid of all the other bits.
And then you go to like, never mind. I love it. Like, it's kind of going slightly off topic, but when did I know I've done that a couple of times. We did it. It was like a kids gig, right? And I quite like doing kids gigs, stand-up gigs, because their imaginations are just. Well, you know that.
What age?
So let's see. It would have been like 5 to 11, I think, because there's a big difference in an 11 to a 15-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, just in even terms of even like a 12-year-old to like a 15, like you're into other things. Your sense of humor changes just in terms of what you talk to them about and how you talk to them. Completely changes, right? But so this is for little kids, really. You maybe get an 11 or a 10-year-old there that's enjoying themselves. A 10-year-old, yeah, totally, but not an 11-year-old because you're like, I'm going to big school. Do you know what I mean? I've got Smash Hits magazine now.
Lucky bags.
Fucking lucky bags, mate. Oh, sorted. Look at this. Oh, I'm smoking a fag. It's a chocolate fag. Charlie, shut the fuck up. Right. Anyway, I like doing kids gigs. And I'll fuck about and stuff like that because they're just eager to get involved and have a laugh, right? And a couple of these, but there's been some car crashes. Not necessarily with me, but I remember there was one comic, bless it. He was a guy called Jonathan Elston. He's quite a skinny boy now, but he used to be really big. I remember he was on stage and he was up with 30 seconds for a hand shot up. Like, literally, it doesn't happen. 30 seconds he's on stage, hands goes up. Do you have a question? Why are you fat? and he went, because I eat too much. And then the wee kid went, all right, fair enough. It's because he eats too much. Like, there was no bitterness. There was no like nastiness in it. They just wanted to know.
Yep.
And I remember there was another actor, a wonderful comic called Jojo Sutherland, and they used to do them every fortnight. And I didn't realise you get quite a lot of return custom, so you kind of always had to change up what you were doing in some way. And she's on stage going ba 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 ba, and then she, you know, went, and do you know what happened next? And because she was about to tell you, but this hand shot up, and this wee boy went, yes, you told us 2 weeks ago, and it was. But we've had some car crashes when you get guys that haven't prepared or they haven't thought about, I'll just take my set and I'll take it the swearing, and you're like, you do that, I'm going to go watch. And you'll see them going, and we were on this night out and then we went back to the flat and we, right, I'll tell you another story. And you're like, because you realise it's probably like you doing drugs or pumping or something like that.
And it's the same as swearing.
It's the same as swearing.
I used to work in a school years ago, right, as a music tutor.
Right.
For young people with challenging behaviour.
Fair dues.
And some of the patter was fucking unbelievable, right? And I remember walking by one day and there was 3 boys outside and they were all smoking fags, right? And they're about fucking 11 or something. And they're walking by, they were like, Tosh, where does snow come from? I was like, what? They're like, where does snow come from? What? It's like frozen rain, isn't it? That's what it is. They turn at their pal and goes, the fucking moon. The boy thought snow came from the moon.
I love the fact he was convinced. He was convinced.
Comes for the moon, man.
The fucking moon.
The fucking...
You bloody idiot.
You stupid bastard. I remember one time telling...
Sitting there watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. This guy's a fucking idiot. He doesn't even know snow comes for the moon.
I remember one time telling a boy... Because I just talk shite. I remember telling him that in the wild, pandas are grey.
Right.
Because when you put them in cages, their hair follicles separate. And they go black and white. And he's like, really? And I'm like, aye, know how killer whales, they've got that floppy fin?
Right.
Doesn't happen in the wild. And that's why, that's what happens. But in the wild, pandas are grey. And he's like, nah, I don't believe you. I'm like, why in a place that's full of green stuff would you have a big black and white panda bear? How would that even happen? He ended up writing a fucking report. About this thing, fucking
the Pentagon.
For one of his classes about how in the wild pandas are grey, and I was like, this is fucking brilliant. I love lying to wins. I love it. I love just talking utter shite to them.
But they've no filter.
No.
They've no filter. Like I used to do this thing at kids gigs where it was like the imagination sandwich, and you can do it anyway. And it's like, right, we're gonna make a big sandwich. Put any ingredients on this, so you're sillier and better, I guess, and you try and recount what it is. So, you know, if it's something different, like, oh, my dad's shoes. Right, okay, that goes on first. Like, what's next? Oh, it's mayonnaise with bees in it. Right, your dad's shoes, mayonnaise with bees in it. Right, and it just keeps going. So it's fun. The trick is, it's funny for them because they're trying to fuck with you and you're trying to remember what it is. And this is, so we're about 20 deep in ingredients, right? I go, what do you want, me boy? What do you want in the imagination sandwich? Hitler. And I just lost it.
Oh, man.
I just lost it. And I was like, that is going to be an interesting car ride home. All right, I'll play the game. We've got Hitler. We've got bees with mayonnaise. Your dad shoots and he just kept going and going. But it's just about this wee boy. And he meant no badness in it. What do you want in it at all? Hitler. Hitler. And it goes back to like the manky wee boy. There's always that one kid as well in class. You know, it's always coming in, like everyone's coming in. What do you want to do your project on? Roundabouts, what do you want to do? You're on trains. What do you, ninjas, what do you want to do? The Second World War, the occupancy of the Crimea. Fuck's sake. How do you even know about this stuff?
I just remember, I literally just got a flashback there at when I was in primary 6.
Nice.
They made us all do an audition for the Christmas play, even if you didn't want to do it.
They made you do an audition?
They all made us do an audition for the Christmas play, so they did, right? And I was like, what's a funny thing I can do? Right. Like, because I don't want to.
You don't want to be out?
I don't want to sing in the Christmas play. No. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I've got a lovely fucking voice.
You've got a lovely voice.
But I didn't want to sing Papa Pano.
Didn't want to.
Didn't want to do it. So, I got up. Do you remember that song? I think Roy Chubby Brown done a cover of it. Do you remember?
Is it Jingle Bells?
No. It was I don't know where I'm. For 24 years I've been living next door to Alice.
Oh yeah. The Smokey.
Is that what it was?
Is it Smokey?
No idea.
But you're right because you did. I bought that on cassette.
But it would then go Alice.
Who the
fuck is Alice?
Yeah.
That's what I done, man.
Did you do Who the fuck is Alice?
And I remember singing the first bit and a few folk twigging. Oh my
he is not.
He's that, and I shat it right before the sweary bit. I was like, just totally thingy. And then she said, you need to sing another one. So I stood there for 10 minutes trying to think of another song. Like, I don't know any songs. I think I end up trying to do Wonderwall or something like that. Like,
if I can also give anyone any advice, if you ever find yourself in a situation with a live mic and a kid wants to tell a joke, don't let him. Because I guarantee you it'll be something you won't even see it coming. It'll be something racist or say some dad or some arsehole mum out there somewhere else went, when tell him your joke. When tell him your joke. Oh, hello, son. Do you have a joke for us? Oh, yeah. Why is, what do you call, and it'll just be the worst thing.
Yep.
What do you call it?
Is it harmed?
Not to me personally, because I am pretty much suspicious of everybody. I mean, I'm a menace. I'm suspicious of it. I'm the guy that goes out and looks at the helicopter. See if there's a helicopter going out. What the fuck's he doing? You know, if there's a helicopter anywhere near your house, I'm the guy that's on the back doorstep going, what's going on here? Is there a fucking escaped convict or something?
Is that right?
I'm that guy. I'm dead suspicious. But that's because I've got 2 older brothers. You kind of have to be.
Oh, right.
I felt like fucking, what's it, Inspector Clouseau when he had his Kato, his Kato? Have you ever seen the Pink Panther movies? He had a pal that lived with him and they were always trying to train in karate, so his butler or whatever it was would just randomly attack him.
Right.
And I'm like that. It's just like fucking
just ready.
I'm not ready. I'm aware. There's a difference between ready and aware.
I've just got a wee sister, so I didn't have that.
What's it like growing up with like siblings though? I mean, for me it was a fucking, because my oldest brother, there's a 10-year gap between us, right?
Right.
And then it's 4 years between him and my brother Jason, and it's 6 years between me and Jason. So I'm pretty confident, not sure, but I think my mum and dad were done. I think they were done, and I think so I'm a December baby. So I'm a fumble around about March sometime, right? I might be a late Valentine's night out. That's what I think I am,
right?
So I think they were done. They were done by the time I came along, because my mum had me when she was a fair age actually. Well, no, I mean not in this day and age, but I think she had me when she was like 43,
right?
Which is quite old, and like would have been like the 80s. That's quite old to have a Wayne, I think, because you're busy like, I don't know, trying to take over Manhattan or something. Your big curly hair.
I don't even remember, like, everybody over the age of 20, as far as I was concerned, was 100 when you're wee.
No.
Like, you're always like, that's the oldest.
I thought my dad was 21. And although I'd saying that, though, my dad seemed old as fuck, right? So my dad, like, wasn't as old as me when I met him, right? But to me, he was 60 odd. Like, he just was one of those, he wore Pringle jumpers and slacks. Because I still remember him going like, Megan, where's my slacks? And even as a wee guy going, that is a hilarious word.
What's a slack?
It's trousers.
It's
like fucking slightly colourful trousers. Grey trousers.
Right.
They're trousers. I don't know. They're slacks. He wore them all the fucking time. If there was an old... See these glasses? He'd have fucking loved these. He wouldn't have approved of this bit, though. He would have, no. That's, all the same thickness. He wouldn't have liked the wee bit there. He wouldn't have fucking liked that at all. Right. That would have been too much for him. No, they need to be solid. Look like they could take a brick. Right. It's the type of shit he would come
NHS specs.
Big NHS specs. And he was blind as fuck. I would say that I'm quite lucky I've not inherited his eyesight. Because, like, honest to fuck, man, it was like having a mole as a dad. Like, you can see fuck all. You didn't fumbling about when he wake up. Fucking Jesus, fuck's sake! And he'd come down with just a pair of glasses he'd found. They weren't even the ones he went up to bed with, because he used to just keep them.
Right.
But he seemed old as fuck when I met him. Like, he was a working class guy. He'd come home and he'd get his dinner on a wee tray, which never made any sense. He had his stupid wee tray, which I fucking hated because you couldn't touch it anywhere after 3 o'clock just in case dad turned up like earlier, so he was doing a split shift or some shit like that, He'd have his dinner on his wee tray with his bread and butter and whatever, meat and 2 veg, kind of a fucking old dude. So like, but he seemed fucking ancient. He must have been younger, like he would have been younger than I am now, but he seemed like he was ready for the old folks home. The kind of guy that goes to a bar and puts his foot up.
Oh,
one of them Pringle jumpers. That's a nice jumper. That I saw that Nick Faldo. No, Nick Faldo. Who would it have been? Fucking who was the Spanish golf player that everyone loved? Sorry, man. Do you know him? Seve Ballesteros. Something like that.
He'd mad hair.
I think so.
I know fuck all about golf.
Anyway, that type of thing. He'd come home and watch fucking football and snooker, and I fucking hate it. See kids, see telly after like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. Fucking the interest. Here, home and away, take it and shove it up your arse. Yep. Neighbours, fuck that and all. And I blame my dad for that. No, I don't. It's just, that's the type of guy he was. And growing up in that house, I think we all just fucking rebelled.
Right.
I honestly think he never got anything about me. Even as a little kid, I remember him going like, this one's fucked. So every now and then my kids will do something, I'll go, I'm going to let that slide. I'm going to let that slide.
I remember not being very masculine. Would that be the right kind of thing?
What do you mean? Like a blokey bloke?
No, I'm still not. Like, I done my iPath last Friday, which I don't know what it stands for.
I don't know what that is.
But you can drive cherry pickers.
Oh.
Right, see, for painting the old murals.
That sounds fucking cool.
So
I done an iPath.
I done my iPath, right? And I remember walking in and sitting down, this was fucking brilliant, and sitting down and just looking and going, this is the most masculine thing you've ever done. Like, this is the most manly thing you've ever done. And they're going about going, so what is it you do? So I'm a spark. Oh, fucking sparks.
Sparks, eh?
Messy bastard.
Solid earth, eh? Hey!
You get to me and like, what do you do? And I'm a professional walrus chaser.
They probably think you're just bantering, mate.
I just said it, mate. And they were like that.
See the banner of that boy.
Right, oh, he's a good crack, that boy. And that was it. And that was it. Just
is that what you got?
Gloss over that.
I always go by with a good crack. I'd always get by with it. I just, you know what I mean? That's all I had. Although I was never one of those arseholes you would always get like on building sites or man's jobs or what have you, that would didn't know your name, and as soon as they learnt your name, they'd use your name all the time. This is what's the name again? Tosh. Of course it is. All the rest of the day. Tosh, you want a cup of tea? Tosh, you right? You want a cup of tea? Tosh, you alright? Right, I'll see you later, Tosh. And it's just like, stop saying my fucking name. You didn't know it, and that's fine. But I was never one of those guys. Tosh, you alright? Right. Big manly men, particularly when you're trying to train, like, because I played rugby.
Did you?
I was good at rugby.
Right.
And then round about my second half of my 20s, I lost about like 7 stone, and then went back to try to play rugby and just got halved. Just all the time. I still remember being at like, I don't know, 11 and a half stone or something. I'm way up above that now, but 11 and a half stone, and getting like lifted, like just lifted as I went. Like, I've never had it as an adult. That feeling of just like, I am not in control of this. There is no I'm gone. And I remember going, I'm done with rugby.
It was never, sports were never really my... No, I've not got... Aaron Grace, is that what you'd say? Like, I don't really have that kind of... Always shite at football. Wanted to play for Scotland. Would never ever get a game anywhere and stuff like that. Like, shite at rugby.
You wanted to play for Scotland, but...
Wanted to play for
Scotland. Not kick a football.
Couldn't kick a football. But that was just like... God, I know. I tell you this though, when I was wee, I did want to be a stand-up comedian.
Oh, did you?
I did. I remember telling my gran, and my gran go, oh, son, you'd be great at that.
Oh, do you know?
You'd be good at doing the old stand-up thing, but I never ever done it. Because then, like, 2 weeks later, I was like, I want to be a vet. Like, you know what I mean?
I get you. I never... Do you know something? Whenever I got asked what I wanted to do, I would never have an answer. I'm like, I don't know. 2 years. I think I knew what I wanted to do, I just didn't have the ball to say it.
Do you say it out loud?
I just think so. I wish I knew. I would have said I wanted to be a wrestler back in the day. I want to be a wrestler. I want to be Hulk Hogan.
Did I tell you my story about the wrestling thing? My guidance teacher.
Are you Hulk Hogan?
No.
Oh, right.
Did I tell you that?
No, I don't think so.
I
did you?
I don't know, maybe. I'll tell you again anyway, fuck it. So, I went that first year I went in my guidance teacher.
Right.
And he was like, what do you want to be? And I was like, a professional wrestler. And he was like, you're going to need a plan B, son. That's what he said to me, man.
Fucking just...
And then, you know the thing that really...
Giving you smack even in that.
Just like that. And I was like, fuck you. You're fucking... I'll stick this up your Rudy Poo candy ass. Do you know what I mean?
Love
but
it.
Like and years later, it dawned on me, I was like, Drew...
Galloway? Or McIntyre? Yeah.
A year younger than me, year older than me.
Would have been Air.
Potentially.
Yeah. Drove down to, like, I think it's like, you're sliding off.
Oh, I'm sliding off, sorry. Right, okay, sorry.
I just noticed that. He was driving down to, like, Stoke or something. Right. Like, every week to train.
Is that what he was doing?
Yeah, he was
I never knew that, man.
We didn't have a thing here in Scotland, really.
No.
Well, we did, but a couple of them were dodgy. But way before my time.
Right.
Moving on.
So, and then I remember thinking that was like, I wonder what his guidance teacher said to him. Like, just...
Probably went...
You'll need a plan B, son.
You need
a plan B, son.
What about being a walrus chaser?
I genuinely...
Oh my God, you guys could have swapped lives.
But it was... I know we could have, but it was... Because when I work with... Obviously, I do a lot of work with young folk.
Aye.
And I tell that story, and I'm like... But what would a 50-year-old chemistry teacher who teaches me guidance 10 minutes every 3 months...
He has no idea what you're even talking about.
No idea. Like, not even a wee bit. We're like... But
you've got a folder here on wrestling, sir.
But we were all watching it.
Aye.
So it's like, he's so out of touch.
He doesn't even know what The Rock is.
He doesn't really understand that, like, this is a cultural thing that's going to have some sort of influence on us.
You've come in with a big flowery shirt and the eyebrow painted on. And he is just like, I don't know what I'm even looking at here.
Nah, son, you're fucked.
Maybe glasses with The Rock on it.
That's it, aye. That's what I meant to do.
The Intercontinental belt.
Did you want to be a wrestler?
No, it never even crossed my mind.
No?
Never even crossed my mind. Never even crossed my mind to go and get trained. Also, I was always kind of like, what if I get hurt? Because you get hurt being a wrestler.
Yeah.
And I just didn't fancy the idea of getting hurt all the time. And the thing is, I quite like the judgment that you're able, as someone that, like a talker, I quite like the fact that I get to judge people. Like, I get to go, Intercontinental champion with those hips? What the fuck are we talking about? I like that. It's probably the only thing in the world I think I get that out. So I'm happy to talk, man. I'm happy to watch wrestling and talk about it, but I don't think I would have been a very good wrestler.
I find now that
I'd have fucking, man. I'd have been shite. I'd have been absolute shite.
In my head, I think I'd have been good.
I think you'd have been good.
In my head, I'd have thought.
I think there's still time.
But the thing I like most about it now is it's more documentaries.
Yes.
About wrestling rather than...
You want to edit yourself into one?
Actual wrestling. Do you know what I mean?
You should do that. You should edit yourself into one.
Into one of the documentaries.
Just cuts to you, you're Vince McMahon behind a desk. And fuck, we should do... Fucking hell, man. We should do a fake documentary. We should do a documentary about a legendary wrestler.
Right?
And it's you.
And it's me.
But you've never wrestled. What do they call them? What do they call fake documentaries? What do they call them?
A
mockumentary. We should do a mockumentary talking about, it's like, I just can't believe he gave up all the big money contracts at Madison Square Garden to come and paint. I just can't believe it.
To be a wrestler.
Some early opponents, we could get some folk in, and they go like, I was a bad bastard on that, right? I was a bad bastard. Every now and then, when the referee wasn't looking, he'd shove a pocket monster down your right down your throat. Oh yeah, didn't he see it fucking coming? He was a bad bastard.
That could be my gimmick, man.
Yeah. And of course, his 4-year relationship with Sable came to a crashing end. There's you going, just any workout, man. just didn't work out. There was Sable, the Hollywood goddess, and she just didn't like Pogs.
She just didn't like them, man.
She just didn't like them. And it's all I was always into. It's what I was spending my money on. Me, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. I didn't think much of him.
The Rock?
No, whatever you. This is you in character. This is me being you.
You were so good at acting there. I was like, you must be kidding.
Thank you. I'm in the documentary. I'm playing all the other characters.
Like, would you call him Mike Myers? Just playing everybody.
Pentavra.
I've not watched that yet. Are you going to watch it?
I've got to say, I will sign off in a minute, I swear to God. But I've watched it and I quite like it. Right. For the simple reason, for a couple of reasons. First of all, the whole thing is a callback to something he said in So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Is that actually?
His dad is sitting there. There's a secret society made up of the 5 richest people in the world, known as the Pentavra.
So it is, man.
And when I saw that clip, I was like, oh, that is a commitment to a bit, man. That is fucking commitment. So I don't even care if it isn't any good. I was like, I'm fucking watching this out of respect.
I'm going to watch it as well. Have you seen one of my favourite things that Mike Myers has ever done was a pure accident, and it was that. Have you seen that one when it's him and Kanye West?
No.
And
is it the one with
Kanye West turns around and
they're
goes,
doing like a marathon or something?
It's like I can't remember what it's for. I think it's for Hurricane Katrina, right. And that's the one where Kanye West turns like George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Yep.
And it's Mike Myers' face, just no idea, and it's just like he just can't believe that he's went and said that. Man.
I guess it's one of those things like you don't want to shake your head, you don't want to nod. Quite right, can you? Like, what do you do?
What you got to do, man?
What do you do? I've never had any of those moments yet. Like live moments that I went, well, I can't get back from that. But then again, I think the secret is always go, well, that went badly. Like you, asshole. I want to be the weather guy that they go to. Now let's get the weather live from Billy. That's rainy. I don't know. Back to you, cunt. Okay, thank you, Billy. I want that just once. John Mackay wouldn't be flustered though. On news, John Mackay, he can't be flustered.
I can't tell you the last time I watched news.
He'd be just straight into it. I'd like to apologise for the fruity language. And now sport. Like, he wouldn't fucking... I'd love to make up the news just one day, just get a shot. Like, the autocue is completely wrong. The guy's reaching around and go, the fuck is he reading? And today, I don't know who to be. Today, Ryan Gosling stuck his own heat up his arse and is rolling down the Hollywood Hills. We're going live to Beverly Hills right now. And isn't it? Oh, can I get a signal? That was what I would want to do. I want to make up the news.
No, I don't think I'd want to do that. No, I don't think so.
A shot?
No, I'd be too feared.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think.
Even if it went to an outside broadcast, would you like to do the arm coming in from the side? Oh!
I don't know, man. I think I'd just start doing Anchorman bits.
Oh, right,
I don't think I could ever get Ron Burgundy.
Stay sexy,
San Diego.
Do you know my favourite quote for the entire movie, and it never gets used, is, I don't believe you.
Pirate hookers.
I don't believe it. Pirate hookers, smelly pirate hookers.
That's it.
You're going to need a coat. It's the bit where they're trying to prank call Veronica Cornerstone or whatever it is, and they're like phoning her, and you can see them. Yeah, we're sending you to Siberia. Tell her to get a coat. Yeah, you're going to need a coat. I love shit like that. I love stuff that's meant to be good, but it goes badly. And I think that's why I had such a lovely childhood, because everything would just go so badly, usually because of me. And because I was the youngest brother, my brothers wouldn't like hang out with me or anything, so it was just like, so summer holidays were a fucking nightmare. And that could be another episode. Bearing in mind, let's not talk about Disneyland Paris, which is a great time. When I went back years later. Not at the time I went with my dad. We just ruined the holiday, and nobody knew why.
That's a shame, man.
It's like that clip, and there's a brilliant, and I know we keep talking about movies, there's a brilliant film starring Zach Galifianakis and Will Ferrell, where they're playing two rival, it might even it's not called The Election, but there's a brilliant bit where Zach Galifianakis is at the table and he's talking like, listen, we're going to be in the media, the entire family's going to be out there, if anyone's got anything they need to say, then you say it now, and then we know, and there'll be no ramifications. And one of the kids goes, I went to a petting zoo and let a goat lick my penis. It's really, and even the mum's like, why would you do that? And then the other little kid's like, I go to the mall and take shots under the stairs. I've got a book full of cooter shots. And it's fucking hell. And I'm sure that, and I think that the mum says something like she goes to the laundromat and gets off rubbing herself up against the machines. And it's just like, yes, that type of stuff is what makes me laugh. Like stuff that's in the real world, but it's just so tragic. It's funny. It's funny. That's the secret of comedy right there. Anyway, thank you for joining us in this episode of Braw Cast. You can check us on the next one. Don't forget, this is set as a topic, even if you would like us to talk about it on the next one. It's, I don't know, it's 30 minutes just as you're heading for the bus, you're in the car, a little drive and what have you. And of course, we will get other guests on from the Brawtherhood, the Weird and Wonderful Universe. Mr. O'Hara, where can people track you down and find out everything that's going on with you before the next episode, if you ever come back?
At Mr. Tragic O'Hara.
Yeah.
On everything. TikTok and Twitter and the Facebook.
I think I'm always like Billy Kirkwood comedy or some variation of that.
Yeah.
Some bullshit version. Yeah. Mr. Mrs.
It was a good bit of advice I got back in the day for someone, was make sure all your handles are the same on every platform.
Fuck, man. They're always slightly different.
That was it. That's what they say. Just do that.
It's always like Pirate Lover 328.
Really shoddy emails.
Really shoddy emails. I don't, it's always been some variation of my name, I think. No, that's not true. We won't talk about that email address. Right, make sure to go and check out everything that's going on over at Broadbeard on YouTube. You can set as the topics over there, but make sure to check out the vlogs as well. And why not head over to the website and get yourself some amazing stuff. I know that we've got some brilliant stuff coming out. Next episode is going to be John over at the TT, the motorbike rally. He's going to be talking to Lee Johnson and Jamie Coward. He's going to be in the van with them with a GoPro, taking a trip round and getting some stories. So that's going to be on the next episode. We'll probably introduce it because I'm just dying to go. And let's go live to John with us, like he's there. I've always wanted to do that. It's like waving at the end of an episode. I've always wanted like the credits going up. In fact, we'll do that for this one. See you later, bye. I wonder if I did it. I wonder if I did it. If it's got, I hope I put music on it. You don't hear me going. I wonder if I did it. That would be a terrible ending.
When do we stop?
Oh, I'm going to stop like any second, man, because I don't know how they do this at the end of like going live and shit like that. What are you doing with your phone?
I don't know.
Your phones are fucking massive.
It'd have been better like that.
Oh, you're right.
It would have been better like that.
That's probably like...
Made an asset.
Oh, I don't know what's going on my hand. I'm just shaking it now.
Made an asset.